Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you another video, and today we are going to be ranking the events, the mini-events to be specific, of the Simpsons Tapped Out 2021. So, of course, the Christmas update is here, the Thanksgiving update is over, Northward Bound is obviously all wrapped up, so today we're going to be ranking all the mini-updates. Now, this is a little early, the other videos are going to have to come later. I might do my minor updates ranked, but I always like to just be cautious and make sure there isn't any other minor updates going to be coming in the year, because we never know, they could always drop something on like Christmas Day or like New Year's Eve or something like that, but normally they don't, so I don't know, I might do that video soon as well. But I thought anyway, at the very least, I'm going to do the mini updates ranked, because I'm pretty confident that we're not going to be getting another mini event this year. So basically what this video is I'm going to be looking at all the mini updates of this year. I've already ranked them, and I'm going to basically go from worst to best. Now, I just want to sort of preface this by saying that I actually generally feel that the mini updates have been fairly strong this year. I don't think any of them have been like particularly terrible. Now, that being said, there's not one that's like really wowed me. Apart from one, like maybe two-ish. There's only one that's like properly wowed me. They've been pretty like down the road, you know. They've been fine, right? They've not been bad, but for the most part, yeah, for the most part, I've been happy with all the mini updates. It's really tough to rank them all. I've tried my best. I'm still debating whether flipping the worst and the second worst, because I kind of feel almost on par with them, but I'm going to stick with what I've got so far. So let's start it off with the worst mini update, in my opinion. I hate to say it, but it's Springfield Choppers. Alright, so it was really tough to decide which goes, here, and also which one goes next. But I decided to sort of just go with Springfield Choppers, because the main reason why is it really just comes down to the prize track, really. I think the prize track, for the most part, is a little bit crappy, right? We've got one building, which is a fine enough building, which of course is Spiro's. I like that building. I think it was fine. And then the other stuff, I'm just not that fond of, right? The Stolen Bicycle Graveyard, I just think it's a bit ugly. It's difficult to place. I'm not a massive fan of that one. The Ball of Death would have been really, really cool if they had an animation for it, but they decided against giving us an animation for the Ball of Death, and instead we get an animation for Homer's motorcycle, which is the fourth prize. Homer's motorcycle is a prize. It's whatever. I couldn't really care that much about it. And the animation isn't anything special, in my opinion. I would have much preferred it if they gave us an animation for the Ball of Death. And then Spiro is the final character, but honestly, ultimately, I don't care that much about Spiro. I mean, he's fine. He's not like a bad character or anything. I think he's a cool character, at least. And it's cool that he's free. But yeah, I'm just not that thrilled about him, really. The one thing I can say, the one very positive thing I can say about this update is the structure is all good. I like the structure of this one. It's simple. It works. The premium item, of course, was Wolf Guy Jack with the Greaser's Cafe. I really wish the Greaser's Cafe was a little bigger, and Wolf Guy Jack was ultimately pretty forgettable. So, yeah. And, of course, Wilbur Nurple was the super premium thing, and my God, I do not like Wilbur Nurple. I think Wilbur Nurple is honestly one of the most forgettable, boring, simple, couldn't care less characters of the year, for sure. So, and the fact he's super premium just makes the sour taste of his character worse. So, for me, I'm gonna have to go with Springfield Choppers as the worst update. I'm pretty confident with this now. If they had one more building and an animation for the Ball of Death, it might have saved it, but sadly, Springfield Choppers, you're going right at the bottom of the pile. So that is Springfield Choppers. Now, the next one. Which one managed to save itself from becoming last? Well, the next one on my list is Foodie Fight. I don't think anyone was really thinking it was going to be any other update. Yeah, Foodie Fight. Look, the main reason why I don't like Foodie Fight that much is because both the characters are like very forgettable and bland. You got Scotty Boom, the TV chef guy. Couldn't care less about him, and his son Tyler Boom, his son, who I just couldn't care less about. Yeah, so character-wise, I'm not happy about it. Now, we have our buildings. The one thing I think where this update was kind of redeemed a little bit for me was the building. So we have General Chang's Taco Italiano, which I actually like as a building. I think it looks cool, looks nice, looks sweet as awesome. The barbecue battle booth, I'm not like too thrilled about. It's like an interior building. I don't like it that much. I just think it doesn't look right in the town as well. It's the one thing where in the prize track which I generally I'm not a big fan of. The hot dog maker, it's so gruesome and brutal. I actually love this decoration so much. I think it's hilarious. The rocket pigs are fine, I guess. I don't hate them or like them, really. And then Scotty Boom is the final character. But the one building that really, I think, elevated this for me was the Springfield Barbecue Festival thingy-majingy. Springfield Barbecue Festival. I love this building so much. Because instead of just, like, making it condensed and small, they actually made this, like, huge. This building's massive. And you can put, like, a road through it as well, which I think is a nice added bonus. And honestly, the only reason why this update has been elevated above Springfield Choppers, in my opinion, I think it honestly comes down to that one building. I generally think so. There was, of course, the Super Premium, which was Chili Blasters, which obviously had a animation for Homer. This was probably the worst. Actually, no, it wasn't the worst of the Super Premiums this year. That goes to probably Mr. Plow's Plow. But Chili Blasters, one of the worst of the year for sure. But do you know what? Wilbur Nurple isn't great either, so I don't think it really elevates Springfield Choppers in any way either. So yeah, I think Foodie Fight, I think it's fair going here. Definitely was a bit forgettable, but it does have some good stuff in there. Mainly the hot dog maker, General Chang's Taco Italiano, and of course, the Springfield Barbecue Festival. I do love that building. So that is the second to worst, the penultimate loser, Foodie Fight. So who is next? Who comes in fourth place? It is Breakout Bounty. Oof. In my heart, I really wanted to put this update a little higher, mainly because this update brought back the tappables, and for that, I wanted to give this update some love, because I generally was so thrilled when that happened. It was such an awesome thing to, finally, we've got tappables back, yes. But this update was a little mediocre, I can't lie. That being said, I still think it is better than Foodie Fight and Springfield Choppers. The main reason why I conclude this is this one, of course, I just think this one has a better prize track. That's pretty much it. Now, structure-wise, this update is a bit horrible. I don't like the structure of this, but the structure is only one part of an update. I have to take into consideration the actual items themselves, and I was considering putting Breakout Bounty below Foodie Fight, but ultimately I thought, no, I think it makes sense here. So, I think the prize track is pretty damn good, despite the structure, but in terms of the content, it's good. So the People Catcher truck is good, I like that one, it's cool. Judge JT Winchester, I'll be brutally honest, little bit boring, little bit bland. She's got some okay animations, I guess, and her questline's fine, but the character, I just would have preferred Lucky Jim from the episode, the Sex Pies and Idiot Scrapes. I just would have preferred that character instead of this character, which is a more modern character. Obviously, Judge JT Winchester is. The Good Neighbors Bounty Hunters is a cool enough building. The Remote On-Site Correctional Center is pretty cool to have as well. And the Police Boat I actually really love. And do you know what? I excuse it being the final item because it's actually such a cool decoration. You can place it in the rivers, you can place it in the sea. So I like that added extra bonus thing there. And then of course the Premium is Wolf the Bounty Hunter, very cool character. And he of course came with the bail bonds, which is a cool enough building as well. So, yeah, mad props there. Like that a lot. And the Super Premium, of course, was Daisy McGunnan, who literally was just a blink and you miss it. Like, I'm not even just saying that. She literally is. If you blink for like 2 seconds, you will miss her on the screen. But, that being said, the main reason why I don't hate her and despise her as much as the other Super Premium things is because I actually generally think they did something really interesting with her questline and her animations. I think they took a character who only appeared very briefly and they gave us some character to her, they named her, they gave us some backstory. I thought that was cool, I like it when they do that. And I generally believe that Super Premiums should just be stuck to like minor characters. I think that is the right move, and so I was okay. I was accepting at least of her being super premium. Might not like it 100%, but still, I don't think she was as bad as the Chili Blasters and Wilbur Nurple. Yeah, and of course Tappables were in this one too, which I guess was a very cool added feature. So that is my opinions on Breakout Bounty. A fairly decent update, a bit mediocre, and the structure was a bit horrible. But at the end of the day, I think it is just a slightly above Foodie Fight and Springfield Choppers. So there you have it. So we're into the top 3 now. So who comes free? Who comes third? The third place goes to New Year, New You. Ooh. Again, I keep saying this, but generally this is so difficult. I just find these so difficult to rank. I was still considering flipping the last one. What's the last one? Breakout Bounty with this one. I think there is some... It's difficult, it really is. And ultimately, I decided to put this one above Breakout Bounty purely on the structure. Because the main reason why is I liked Breakout Bounty because a little bit more, just because it had 2 buildings. But I'll be honest, I'm not like a massive fan of the Good Neighborly, whatever it was called, that building. It was a little small. And I really like the Serenity Ranch. I really like the Chubby Chaser Chariot. I think that's a really cool thing. Despite it technically being a crowd, I guess, I'm forgiving of it. And also this update throws in a costume for unlicensed Surgeon Mo. So yeah, I just think the prize track was a little bit better, personally, in terms of, like, the whole, you know. Scammer and Z-Dog vending machines are cool to get as well. I like them. It's cool because they're very memorable from the episode. And Tab Spangler as the final character. Although I wish they did a little bit more with him. I wish he had some, I don't know. I just wish his questline was a bit better. I think he's a cool enough character, for sure. Yeah, Unlicensed Surgeon Mo is an okay costume. I don't hate it. I don't think it's amazing, but it's a cool enough costume, and it's chucked in there for free. And of course, the extra bonus we get Screaming Monkey Medical Research Center, which is in the store, with Mrs. Frink and the Octoparrot. So Mrs. Frink, really cool character. Really like how they, again, similar to Daisy McGunnan, she is literally a blink and you miss it, but they took her character, they elevated it a little bit, they gave us some backstory, they told us who she is, they gave us some animations, some stuff. I just think that's awesome when they do that. It's so cool when they actually give, like, these minor characters some story and some backstory and some, you know, some character, basically. The Octoparrot as well was very awesome to get. So glad that NPCs came back this year. It was cool to see. And I think he's a really cool NPC. Loads of people say he's ugly. He's not. He's beautiful, right? The Octoparrot, he's a beautiful creature. So I love this update, and added bonus, it didn't have a super premium, so do you know what? I'll give it points for that. I don't like the fact that it doesn't have an extra thing given to us. The fact, yeah, I don't care. I generally think that's a good thing, all right? No super premiums, please. Not in our mini updates. Leave them to major updates. I think it's fine having a super premium in the major updates. It just annoys me that they're doing them in mini and major. Just do them. Stick to one, all right? I'm fine with having less stuff if it means it's not going to be super premium. But yeah, that is my third place for New Year, New You. I put the next update a little bit above it, mainly just because I liked the selection of buildings more. But what comes in second place? It was close, but second place must ultimately go to Tavern Trouble. Yeah, Tavern Trouble was a very awesome update. Now, I love the fact that this is a classic episode, or based off a classic episode, with some modern stuff sprinkled in. And you may be saying, well, it doesn't really fit that well to the update because it's based on a classic episode, but we're getting modern items, so it doesn't, like, they don't correlate as well. I disagree. I generally do. I think they tied it well enough in the questline for me. I think that was, you know, I think it's acceptable, the way of doing it. And I like this. This allows us, I like this strategy. This allows us to have stuff based on classic episodes, but still have modern buildings. Because the issue is, right, with basing mini events on classic episodes is most of the buildings from those classic episodes have already been added. All right, so it's very difficult to make updates. I've looked at classic episodes before to try and make like little, make mini event ideas, and it's very difficult, right? In terms of like classic episodes and like buildings to add, you have to like throw in some things. And I like the fact that they did this, right? It's cool. Like they threw in some modern buildings, and they're all very nice looking buildings. I will admit the ramen coma is very, very loosely and poorly tied in. It's the one building where I'm like, okay, that was a bit bad, like the way that they concluded that. But I'm willing to give it a pass. It's only one item that doesn't fit well in the questline, but it is a cool item. The ramen coma is a nice looking building. 5 o'clock 5 o'clock somewheres is a very nice looking building too. Like the look of that one. That looks jazzy, looks nice. And the bendy elbow, I generally think is the best one of the bunch. I really love how it looks a bit like dilapidated. It looks, it looks a bit run down. It looks a bit crappy, but I like it. It adds some character to that building. And of course, the second to last prize was Colette, and I'm willing to excuse the structure here. I think it's fine if the character is the second to last prize. I think I can give that one a pass. I just don't like it when the character's like second or third or first prize, unless the character is leading the update. Then I'm cool with it being first prize. Yeah, I'm done. I'm very inconsistent. Well, I'm not inconsistent. I tend to be consistent, but I'll try my best to be consistent, but most of the time I'm cool with a character being second to last. So Colette, I'm willing to give you a pass. And of course, Colette is an awesome character to have. Now, I will admit, she is a bit bland, right? Her character, her questline, I think could have been better. Her animations are fine, I guess. But like overall, her character is a little bland, but I'm just so thrilled that we got a classic character that part of me doesn't care. I'm trying to take that into consideration, but I just think she was a welcome arrival. At first, I was like, this is all this hype over Colette. I don't care, but I've come around to love Colette, alright? I love you, Colette. So, yeah, the final prize was the beer bottle fountain. I wish it was a bit bigger. I wish it was a bit more, large and amazing looking, so it would feel like a good final prize. But for one decoration, it's one decoration in the entire prize track, 3 buildings, 1 character. How could you not give this update second place? Because it's just amazing. Having 3 buildings, yeah, one of them's tied in a little loosely, but they're all really nice looking buildings. And I haven't even talked about the premium item yet. The premium item, of course, is Half Banister with, what's it called? Oh, God. Tipsy McStaggers. Half Banister, I actually generally think, again, another classic character, I think he's really cool. I liked his questline, I think he was fine. I don't think he's anything amazing, that he's like the best character of the year, but he's a fine character. They did him justice. His questline works. The building he comes with is really nice looking. I really love the look of that one as well. So, yeah, mad props for that one too. What else do I have? Anything else to say about this update? Not really. That was pretty much it. So, yeah, second placed has to go to Tavern Trouble. Great update based on a classic episode. Really, really cool. So, yeah, mad props to that update. But of course, it sadly couldn't be number 1. We only have 1 mini update left to rank, and that's the number 1. Can we have that drum roll? It's Northward Bound. It's Northward Bound. Obviously, it's Northward Bound. Of course. Okay, Northward Bound. I couldn't not have this be the winner. It's really tricky because part of me wanted to separate the expansion from this update. Because if I separated the expansion from this update, I probably would have put in it below, at the very least below Tavern Trouble. And would I put it above New Year? I probably would have put it below New Year, New You as well. It probably would be in third place. No. Yeah, third place, if it weren't for the expansion update. And so part of me kind of wishes I should put it there, but I've got to take into consideration everything the update adds. If I'm going to be nice to Breakout Bounty for giving us tappables again and kind of give it that mad props for that, if I'm going to give New Year, New You some credit for adding NPCs again, I've got to allow this update to take the win based on the expansion. The expansion alone would honestly probably still get it the win. Even if it weren't for, let's just say this update was added without a prize track, right? There was just no prize track. They were just like, yo, here you go, it's a mini update. I guess maybe it wouldn't count as a mini update then, but they were just like, yo, here's the expansion, boom. I would probably still put this as number 1. So take that with take that into consideration. I do want to briefly, before we get into talking about the expansion, we've got to talk about the prize track. So, I don't think the prize track is terrible. I don't like the structure, that's my biggest issue. I think Connie Appleseed is a bit of a boring character, another doppelganger. In a year of doppelgangers, I'm sick of doppelgangers, okay? And the mini updates have been fairly doppelganger-free until this one. But, it's alright. I think what they did with her was fine. I'm not going to lie to you, I don't care for her character. Very forgettable character. Should it have been a skin? Oh, I guess at this point it makes sense that it's a character, but yeah, I don't really care for her that much. Poem Pelts and Beyond, the building is fine. It's another western building, but it's nice because it helps you fill out your western area, but it's nothing I can say like, oh yeah, this is amazing. The Frontier Wagon is cool enough. Again, we've got loads of these types of wagons though, and horses and stuff in the past, so it's nothing too new. The Frontier Camp, I've come around to loving. I love the Frontier Camp. I think it's a really, really cool decoration. And the Frontier Town is pretty cool too. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. The structure, though, is garbage in this update. I wish they'd switch things around a little bit. I guess, I don't know. I know I said that sometimes it's fine if the character's leading up to the update, so maybe I should give it a pass, actually. I retract the garbage. I guess Connie Appleseed does run the update. It's just I don't really care for a character that much. And especially considering they did Skid Martha, and I was in Springfield Enlightened, and I gave Skid Martha a pass, and so I feel like no more passes are to be given to Lisa Doppelgangers, but I guess I should give her a pass, because at the end of the day, she does lead the update. So yeah, the price track is fine enough. Of course, the premium is Cookie with the Lazy Eye Ranch. Really wish they added a bit more of the ranch. There's obviously like different parts of the ranch. I kind of wish they maybe even focused a bit more around that episode instead of the Connie Appleseed stuff. But I guess that's where the expansion comes in, so makes sense. I just wish they like reworded it maybe so we could have a Lazy Eye Ranch based mini event at the very least. But whatever. I'm not going to consider Black Friday, by the way, because I don't consider them the same update. But, of course, now we can talk about the expansion. So, the expansion, of course, allows you to open up the New Frontier bridge, and then across from Springfield Heights is all new land. Now, I really do wish the land was a little easier to get, but I think it's fairly reasonable. I mean, you're unlocking like a land piece. If you don't buy the Jackpot Realty, you're unlocking like a new land piece like every like 3 or 4 days if you're consistent with it. Even if it was like one piece of land a week, I think that's fine. I don't think it's a big deal. I wish maybe there was like another option apart from Jackpot Realty, like maybe instead just adding Jackpot Realty as donuts. But I imagine like come next Black Friday, it'll probably add it in a mystery box anyway. What else do I have to say? Yeah, another great thing is they added, obviously, the New Frontier monorail bridge. I know there was a lot of issues with it at first, but they were pretty swift to fix it, so that's all fixed now, and that's cool that you can connect your monorail to the other side of town. And also they added all the tunnels. I wish they were permanent, but all the tunnels are very cool as well, so you can have new entrances to different, more than one entrance or more than 2 entrances into your Springfield Heights area, which is a nice bonus. I kind of wish they did that a bit sooner, but it's cool that they did it here. What else? I mean, yeah, all the new land, very cool. Added all those new trees. The donut veins are very awesome. Obviously, you can mine donuts and get donuts, so that was very cool. All the trees, I love those trees so much. I really wish they were added to the store. The buffaloes are a nice little bonus as well. And yeah, overall, the Northward Bound was amazing. It's an amazing update. Definitely one of the highlights of the year. It's, of course, an expansion update we got, so got to give it huge props, and it has to take the win, sadly. Sad for the other events anyway. It's a good event. It is a good event. I know that it might seem that I was like really hardcore picking at the prize track, but like I've got to kind of talk about some of the negatives, okay? But no, I really did love this update overall. Might not sound like it. Maybe I'm just I'm a Grinch, or I like to pick out the issues with everything. Every single issue I have, I like to highlight them all. But no, this update was amazing. It was really cool. Definitely a very memorable one. We're gonna remember this one in 5 years if Tapped Out's still going. Whereas the others, we might not. And despite it being an expansion update, I feel like it kind of cheated a little bit. I've got to give it the #1 spot. How can I not? And I hope you agree with me when come the Tapped Out Awards. But anyway, that is the video. Really, Northward Bound wins. So yeah, not really much more to say. Of course, stay tuned for the top 10. I'm going to rank the major updates as well, obviously, once this Christmas update is coming to a close. I still don't know where to put this Christmas update on the list. It's really tricky, so I want to be able to play through it all before I release my video on the major events ranked. The minor one I might come out with, because there's only like 4 things on the list, so it should be a fairly quick video. It depends. I can always drag it out to 20 minutes. I can try. And then the characters and buildings, again, I've got to wait for the 4th act to drop before I do that, just in case one of the characters blows me away with their questline or something. But I feel like I've got my lists down for the most part, I think. It's just the major updates ranked. I'm a little iffy of where I put Christmas. But yeah, that's pretty much what's to come. Of course, there'll also be the timeline. I'll do it New Year's Eve, and then the what you can expect on New Year's Day, as I've been doing. It's a little tradition I do. And then, of course, what you can expect from Agnes Robert on the 2nd of January. And yeah, we'll just be throughout January, we'll just be doing a bunch of these lists, so prepare for them. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me why I'm wrong. Maybe rank the mini updates yourself for me. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.